Hey, how's all you SWAC fans out there in the Southwest Athletic Conference doing? We're having a great time. I'm Dwayne Fulton of Fulton Sports, and you're on the Fulton Sports SWAC Show. We're going to be coming with the SWAC Doctor. We had some big games this week. Had a lot of big crowd down there in Jackson as Southern came into town, and we had Alcorn State going out to Grambling, ladies and gentlemen. That was a big game down there. We had 3 teams off in the SWAC, but guess what? We had 4 games, and we're going to talk about all of those games in the standings. We're going to give you the standings so you can know what your favorite team in the East or the West, how they're doing, and they're moving around. And we have some big games coming up this week, ladies and gentlemen. So guess what? If your favorite team wins, they can stay in there. If they lose, wow, we're going to be talking about where they're going to fall to. You're with Dwayne Fulton here on the Fulton Sports SWAC Report. You get to the refrigerator, get your favorite beverage, popcorn, or whatever you do. Come back, get on the couch or whatever you're doing, and watch the Fulton Sports SWAC Report. We're having a great time. We'll be right back.
The Fulton Sports SWAC Report is sponsored by Coca-Cola of Starkville, Nike, McDonald's, Army, Holiday Inn of Columbus, Walmart, Southwestern Athletic Conference, Premier Rental Purchase, First Franklin Financial of Columbus.
Mr. Palomalo?
Yeah.
You need any help?
Mm-mm.
You want my Coke Zero?
Nah.
Really? You can have it.
A Coke Zero and
Okay.
a smile.
We're Coke brand managers.
Coke Zero stole our taste, and they are not stealing our commercial.
Hey, that was for me.
Is he coming? Is he coming?
Coke Zero has a life. Have a Coke
Hey, kid.
Zero and a smile.
Cats.
Da 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 da.
New real fruit smoothies from McCafe have taken center stage at McDonald's. Spun from real fruit in strawberry, banana, and wildberry. Experience the intense and spectacular burst of fruit starting at just $2.29. The simple joy of real fruit smoothies.
Premier Rental Purchase in Columbus has prices so low, it's a crime. These suspects are accused of selling furniture, appliances, and TVs at an unbelievable $99 a month or less. That's everything in the store this month, just $99 a month or less. Living room, bedroom, dining room, TVs, appliances. This month, everything in the store, $99 a month or less. Be on the lookout for these individuals at Premier Rental Purchase in Columbus. Prices so low, it's a crime. Premier Rental Purchase, a better way to buy. Highway 45 North, Columbus.
How's everybody out there doing in SWAC line? Welcome back. You're here with Dwayne Fulton and the SWAC Dr. Marcus Dent. We're doing this thing. We're bringing this show to you live. So kick back and enjoy yourself. How everything going, man?
Everything's going pretty good. Had some good games in the SWAC. We had a bunch of people down in Jackson, Mississippi this weekend.
A lot of points were scored in the Southwest Athletic Conference this year. And there's been a lot of big games. A lot of stats are being up there, man. So
a lot of offense this year.
Right.
In the SWAC.
We got some good quarterbacks in the Southwest Athletic Conference. We're going to jump right into it. Big game down in J-Town. It was Southern coming into Jackson, and the final score was 49-45.
Jackson State needed this win to solidify themselves being the top of that conference right now over in the East. Southern needed a win bad. Right now, they only have 2 wins with a new head coach. Maybe it's the system that he wants to try to put in, but right now, Southern struggling. Jackson State leader of that conference, and everybody else is falling behind them right now.
I heard a lot of people's down there hollering, "We want Pete." They want Pete back. I heard it was over 50,000 down there, man, and the band showed out pretty good.
Yeah, I think that it made that game a classic, so you had a lot of people coming out. Jackson State fans, you know, when Jackson State winning, Jackson State got fans.
They going to roll out, man. We got some fair weather JSU fans out there. But guess what? They support their team in Southern, 2 of the well-traveled teams in the Southwest Athletic Conference. Right. Yeah. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, we had Prairie View putting it on Lincoln for homecoming, 45-12. And that Lincoln is out of Missouri.
Yeah, Lincoln's out of Missouri, NIA school, if I'm not mistaken. Right now, Prairie View is trying to get back in the groove of things. They lost a lot of people. There's a SWAC champions, and so, you know, people was coming at them. So they're not out of it yet. You know, they still got a chance to try to hope somebody knock somebody off. But right now, over there in that side, man, Grambling is just looking real tough to beat.
I tell you what, KJ Black is back.
Yeah, he's
so they're putting some points on the board.
Putting some points on the board, and that's going to help them. But right now, you know, they're behind the 8 ball.
And the defense is really standing up because you remember for the last couple of years, Prairie View's defense kind of ran the SWAC, man.
It ran the SWAC, and it helped the offense out a whole lot.
Right.
You know, when you got a offensive line like Prairie View has had for the last couple of years, they were able to run the football with a good quarterback that can make plays.
Right.
But right now, you know, he's getting back. He's just not getting the groove of things. So I'm seeing right now, and I think Prairie View can run the table right now and just, you know, hope somebody else beats somebody else out.
Well, I tell you what, Grambling is holding that thing down. We're going to bring you the standings at the end, too. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, Grambling down in Louisiana welcomed in Alcorn State, and they defeated them 38-28. Alcorn State put 28 points on the board, but it looked like they couldn't hold off Grambling.
Well, right now, Alcorn State, they went out last year and got a bunch of defensive linemen. They were kind of sloth on defense, you know, when it comes to defensive linemen. But right now, Grambling has one of the better running games in Division I AA football.
Right.
So, you know, to be able to stop them on the ground is going to be hard for any SWAC team to do. You got to get your hand out to Alcorn. They did go down there and put up 28 points, but it wasn't enough to defeat Grambling.
That's true. And Alcorn, ladies and gentlemen, has lost 2 in the last couple of weeks. Come on, Braves. I was picking y'all to win that thing, but it's not over yet.
It's not over
Couple of wins. They still right back in there.
That's
Up next, ladies and gentlemen, we have Arkansas Pine Bluff knocking off Alabama A&M 21-14. I don't know what's going on with Alabama A&M, but then again, Pine Bluff has gotten better.
Well, Pine Bluff, we saw last year spurts of Pine Bluff getting better with the new coaching staff. They're doing a lot of good things offensively. Defensive playing pretty good football. A&M is kind of stuck in the old A&M. You know, right now, I said it all last year, they need to open up the offense a little bit more and get some points on the board and keep the defense off the field. But right now, Pine Bluff is a good team. They've shown in the last couple of years that they're coming back to where they were when they first came in the league. And, hey, they got to go down to Alcorn next week. That'll be a good game to watch.
That's going to be a big game, man. And then also that game is going to be on ESPNU. That's going to be a Thursday night game. We're going to talk about that. But then again, the new coach down is in his second season.
That's right.
So Arkansas Pine Bluff, hey, they starting to rise up. They said they're not going to be the doormat of the Southwest Athletic Conference.
They won't let you. Remember a couple of years ago, we had a little thing every time they won. You know, you had the little parade and everything.
We had the jokes. They shut down school.
Right now the joke's on us.
They trying to stick a football in my mouth for, talk about their real bad. But Arkansas Pine Bluff is coming back, ladies and gentlemen, and they're starting to really get some good talent down there.
They're starting to get some good talent. Like I said, this game here that they're playing, I think this coming week at Alcorn, last year that game rained out. And everybody was like, when we're going to play this game and whatever, and it didn't happen. It had a little bit of effect on the standings last year, so hopefully the rain will hold off and we'll have a good game down there at Alcorn. Yeah, that kind of messed Alcorn up in the standings, and then also a lot of people want to see Arkansas Pine Bluff play Alcorn down there. Hey, you with Dwayne Fulton and Marcus Dent, the SWAC Doctor. We're doing our thing. We want to go to a commercial break, play some bills around here, and when you come back, we're going to talk about where they're playing at next week. We had some teams last week. We had 3 teams off, but this week we got a loaded schedule. So y'all take care and come on back.
New real fruit smoothies from McCafe have taken center stage at McDonald's. Spun from real fruit in strawberry, banana, and wildberry. Experience the intense and spectacular burst of fruit starting at just $2.29. The simple joy of real fruit smoothies.
The Cadillac of crossovers, the all-new 2010 SRX has just arrived at Barksdale Cadillac, and it's good. Lexus RX 350 beating good. Come see this distinctive alternative for today's luxury crossover consumer. Go to BarksdaleCadillac.com now for great Cadillac deals.
Hey, all you SWAC fans out there, welcome back. And we're going to be talking about the upcoming games in the Southwestern Athletic Conference. We got some big games going on this week that's going to shake up the standings in the East and the West. So we're going to jump right into it. We have a big game. This might be the game of the week, one of the game of the weeks. We got Jackson State going out to Texas Southern. and that's going to be a big game out there, and it's a new Texas Southern team.
Texas Southern right now is a team that can beat you any given Saturday. Right now, Jackson State is scoring a lot of points with their quarterback, but Texas Southern, it's going to be hard to beat Texas Southern out there in Houston. Jackson State defense is struggling a little bit. As we see, a lot of people are putting points on them, but they've been outscoring people lately.
Right.
So right now, I'm going to have to pick Texas Southern in this matchup.
I'm going to go with Jackson State. I think Jackson State understands they have a lot on the line, and they really can't slip now because there's a couple teams right behind them could put them in a very awkward situation. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, we have the Grambling State Tigers. They'll be coming down to Enid Beaner to take on the Delta Devils, and I'm going to put my money on the Delta Devils to bounce back and pull off the big upset.
Hey, man, no way. I mean, like I said before, I love Coach Morgan. Right now, they got a lot of things going on down there that has not anything to do with football. They got money situation when it comes to recruiting, getting kids in, and different things. But they're still playing football. One thing about it, they're playing hard. They're getting beat, but they're playing hard. You don't see the quit. You don't see the die. And I take every bit of that and say that's your head coach. Your head coach is getting them, still having them playing, although they're not winning. But you know, right now they better hope that the Grambling have a letdown from the Alcorn game. But that's the only way I see them getting any points. 28-7. You know, that's a win for Valley.
I tell you what, man, let down Coach Broadway is going to have the G-men riding high. He don't care what they playing at. They're going to be flying around that field and scoring some points with that big running game.
He keep them straight.
Yeah. Up next, we have Savannah State. They'll be coming over to Huntsville, homecoming to take on Alabama State Hornets. That's going to be a big game. Make sure you get over there. Savannah State, I'm picking Alabama State, so, hey, just go in and do what you can. But then again, we don't know which Alabama State team will show up.
I've been saying this for years. Now, Coach Paulo probably, if he watching this show, like, man, what they got shut up. They don't. You don't never know which team's going to show up.
Right.
So right now, they don't have a team. So, well, Alabama State can play good defense this week, play horrible defense next week. Play good offense this week, play horrible defense the next week. And that's the inconsistency. That's the reason why their record is like it is, so up and down. You really don't know who is going to show up. But in this matchup, Alabama State clearly has the better athletes and the better team. So, you know, I'm going to take Alabama State in this deal.
Okay. And then we're going to have a tough game also. Southern, just coming off that tough game, scoring 45 points and losing the game down in Jacktown. They'll be taking on Prairie View A&M. And that's going to be a big game because KJ Black is back. He's running around. He's scoring big points. So,
well, that's going to be a big – right now, Southern – you know, they can say, hey, look, we have turned the corner if they beat Prairie View.
Right.
And with all the losses and stuff that they have right now, this game right here means a lot. They found a way to put 45 points on the board against Jackson State. So right now, their defense really need to step up against, hey, one of the better athletes in the SWAC, KJ Black. And, you know, he's back. We don't know if he's 100%, 80%, but you'll know this ball game.
A Prairie View defense is going to have to rise up, man, and do their thing. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, we have a Thursday game, and that's going to be a big game. Arkansas Pine Bluff will be taking on Alcorn State, and neither one of those teams can afford to lose right now.
No, neither one of these teams can afford to lose. Right now, Alcorn is chasing Jackson State over in the East, so right now they have to have a win. Last year, you know, the game was rained out. It was really a little controversy at the end how that thing happened, but Alcorn State right now, defense has to step up and help the offense just a little bit. Right now, they're scoring points. They're scoring more points than Alcorn has scored probably in the last 7 or 8 years. But the defense has to step up. Dwayne, if you remember, Alcorn State brought in a bunch of JUCO transfer to play defense because they were weak in the defensive position. So right now, Alcorn State, you got to, Coach Shea and that defense, y'all got to find a way to stop somebody so the offense can do their thing. And
Pine Bluff is really coming around with their second-year coach. They really got that system kind of enrooted down there, and they kind of want to bounce back and let the SWAC know, hey, they're coming to contend like they did years ago instead of being the doormat of the Southwest Athletic Conference.
I can honestly say since the changing of coaches right there, I see a lot of changes in them.
Okay.
Coach Hampton, one of the defensive coordinators up there, I talked to him, you know, before the season, and they have the personnel to do the things that they're doing right now. So stuff they're doing right now is not uncommon. I know the coaching staff. I know what they're doing up there right now. Hey, they're playing good football. They're putting good athletes on the field. So in order for them to do what they're doing right now, they can't make any mistakes. They got to keep forward.
Right. There you have, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on in the Southwest Athletic Conference this week as far as the upcoming games. And when we come back, we're going to give you the standings. So we're going to get out of here, show you some great commercials, and come on back and we're going to show you what's going on.